Hi everyone, welcome to this session. So today's session is really valuable. Today we will be discussing about roadmaps. But before jumping on to the topic, there is something important I like to share with everyone because some people might be new in IT. So as you can see, it's day two, roadmap day today. So I'd like to introduce few admins and myself. So you can see my name there, Ali. So I'm one of the senior IT manager. I've been in IT for over 7 years. I worked with quite a few companies, but the company I really loved and learned my game from is Walmart. And if they invite me that Ali, we need you back, I'd go back. So on second, we have Amir, and Amir is on the line today. Amir, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hey Ali, first of all, thank you for removing expert and putting enthusiast. I love this more. I don't call myself an expert. I'm a learner like everybody else here. I'm very happy to be here, share my knowledge, my expertise, and learn from everybody else. For anyone who doesn't know me, my name is Amir, obviously. I have a bachelor's in computer science and business management, and I'm an AWS certified solutions architect and sitting for my developer associate now. And I also finished with MIT program with in data science and machine learning, which is another field I'm very passionate about, transforming businesses through data insights, data-driven insights, and
That's something
decisions.
I didn't know about you. You studied from MIT?
Yes, I finished this program recently from
Awesome.
MIT with in data science and machine learning. This is more about learning algorithms to train models for, predictive models for example, future habits for customers, data analysis, visualization, neural networks, all this, data science stuff. So yeah, what my expertise are in combining these two domains together uh, to 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 get data-driven decisions and build cloud solutions for any company. And I'm a
So
business owner too, so I use this for my business too.
okay.
And,
Also, I saw that you're also an entrepreneur, so you have all those leadership skills as well. I myself started from hospitality industry. So when I finished my college, my first job was actually in Pizza Hut. So I never share that with everyone, but that's actually where I learned my customer service skills.
this what
It's
makes us
it's
good jobs.
yeah. Okay, great. So on third we have Yvonne. Yvonne, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, I identify myself as a strong tech support engineer moving into the cloud. So my expertise actually is on-prem management, meaning managing the server room, desktop support, software. And I would say my strong skills are communicating or collaborating with the teams. For example, as an engineer, you have to collaborate with DevOps, the infrastructure team, the software engineers, plus the customers and leadership. So I'm I would say, liaison for that. So if there's a difficult problem, I would, the dev team would explain to me in technical terms, and I'd go back to leadership and say, well, they mean this, very, very simple. So I was actually the go-between. And I actually became well known in the company because I hit every department, finance, sales, DevOps. I was everywhere. So people would come from nowhere and say, hey, I heard of you. And that's because my collaboration skills, I was everywhere. My background is support engineering. I started out training people a long time ago, and then I started getting interested in the technical side of it. So once I jumped on the technical side of it, I just loved it. So that's my forte. I mean, I remember being on calls with Microsoft for some difficult problem, and while I'm waiting for the tech support to solve the problem, I solved it while I'm on the phone. So then they would say, well, how'd you do that? And I'm like, well, so I'm really, really good at, troubleshooting is my forte.
Awesome. That's awesome. That's the
Yes.
beauty of, growing your network and communicating effectively. And I can also tell that you're a people's person. So definitely communicating and collaborating with different departments. they always know, hey, if we have this issue, we can reach out to Yvonne. And that's one of the, best way to also sell yourself. And so they become aware that, hey, if you have a problem, we can get Yvonne in this project. So that's another skill, yeah, we need to learn. That's great. So on number 4, we have Sana. Sana, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone. It's nice to hear you guys. Yeah, sure. I would like to introduce myself. I am solutions engineer, and I totally come from the different background into the field of IT and technology. Like I did my bachelor's and master's in different domain in health, physical education, and sports sciences. And then I thought that I should come into the field of IT as I dreamt always into the IT field. So I started my career in IT field by doing some diplomas like cloud cybersecurity and computer information systems. Then I come into the field of IT. This is how I came into this, and I am now trying to gain knowledge and IT skills in cloud and DevOps technologies. So, and this is my short intro. Thank you so much.
It's awesome, Sana. So you are a multi-talented person since you know about a bit of health and safety as well. That's great to know.
Oh, yeah. Thank you
So
so much.
yeah, you're welcome. So Daniel is a security specialist, cybersecurity specialist. He works for Oracle in London. He's having some technical difficulties, so he's not able to join since he's not home currently. And then we have Harry. Harry is not on the line at the moment, but he will be joining us someday. There's a long weekend going on in the US, so he's pretty busy with his family. He is also a AWS community builder. He's also a software developer, and he's working hands-on on some app development these days. And then we have Catherine. Catherine is a technical consultant working for HP, HP, the computer company. She works for them, and she's not in the session right now, but when she comes, she'll be able to introduce herself. And OC is from Nigeria. He has a top cloud computing voice on LinkedIn. He is also a cloud enthusiast, and recently he raised money for his laptop since he was struggling with electricity and stuff. So I gave him this idea to, raise a campaign to raise up some money for yourself. He's doing pretty good. He's got an internship now. So next time he's in, he can talk more about it. And then Faizan is from Dubai. He's the IT specialist. He's working for a IT solution provider company. I think they support banks around the world. So they use multi-cloud, etc. Faizan is not here right now, but once he is here, he'll be able to introduce himself. And then Anas is from Pakistan. He's one of the IT project manager for a bank. He's not online at the moment, but when he is, he will be able to introduce himself. Moving on to the next slide. Okay, so this slide will be shared in every presentation that we will do. Why? Because it's the key for success. So daily routine for success. It's like the mindset, or you can call it blueprint, however you want to word it. But if you keep doing this, it will give you success. So what do you need to do? Number one, you need to make sure your LinkedIn is optimized. Keep your profile current with relevant job skills and experience. Number two, document your learning regularly, capture and organize your knowledge. Share your knowledge, post about projects and insights on LinkedIn and Medium or GitHub or dev.to if you use that. Showcase solutions, highlight case studies and technical challenges you've conquered. And any issues you've overcome, hey, document it, share it. So then, recruiters can see that this guy actually knows his game. And the most important one, collaborate and network. Engage with your community to expand your professional connections. People say your network is your net worth. So that is so true. So that's why I've got it in last and highlighted in yellow because it's very important. Okay, moving on to the next slide.
Ali, I would love to add something here, something you
Yeah,
mentioned
sure.
now, which is very important, which is not only mention the successful projects, mention the what you dealt with through the way, like to get the job done, you know, like any issues that happened. You know, like 3 days ago, I spent
Yeah.
2 nights troubleshooting something, a Docker image. I was building on an M2 Mac, which has
Yeah.
a ARM 64 architecture CPU, right?
Mhm.
I spent 2 nights. I know I'm doing everything right. I'm doing everything right. I'm like, okay, let me launch a Linux instance, you know, an EC2 instance, install Docker on it, and just push the image to my ECR, right? And
Yep.
everything worked fine. It's just, you know, I spent 2 nights. It was just because I have a Mac, a new Mac. That was the whole issue, you know. And I did mention this
Right.
in my post on LinkedIn.
Nice.
It's important to mention, you know, for other people to know not to face this issue again if they read it. So this is a very important point, I think.
That's awesome. So yeah, Amir, that's a great example. So yeah, you
Yeah.
definitely need to, put your challenges on, any tech challenges
Mm-hmm.
you get in a project, and make it in a case study. So then, companies know that, hey, if we encounter this issue, this person can actually deal with it.
Absolutely.
Awesome. So yeah, okay,
I
I think
also,
you went,
yeah, I wanted
yeah.
to comment too. Good point you just made. Like, for example, I would spend like 2 days trying to troubleshoot something. And I'm like, and then when I finally figured it out, I'm like, why did I spend so much time on it? And that's an excellent example to show you how you fixed it and why you spent so much time of it, because there was a piece of knowledge that you didn't know.
Oh,
Excellent
I can't
example.
sleep. For me, I can't sleep if I don't fix it.
Yeah.
That's a great mindset. I'm inspired by that. Okay, yeah, let's move on to the next one. Cool. So today's agenda. So number one, I will be sharing a roadmap, or if someone is an absolute IT beginner, and if I say IT beginner, I mean they don't know nothing about computer. They don't even know how to optimize their Facebook or properly manage their YouTube. I'm sure no one in this era like knows how to handle that. Uh, don't know how to handle that. But if you're an absolute IT beginner, I've got you, man. And I've got a clear path for you with resources. And this time I've got it with resources, like how you can and where you can go and do it. And then number two, I've got a cloud engineer roadmap, essential skills and hands-on experience to become a proficient cloud engineer and valuable in the market. Number three, cloud architect roadmap, guidance on building scalable, efficient cloud solutions. And then number four, I've got DevOps engineer roadmap, steps to equip with DevOps practices and continuous integration tools. And then in the last, I've got cloud security roadmap, key knowledge for security cloud environments effectively. So the way I've got it as number one, number two, number three, number four, because you need to go step by step. If you're a beginner, you cannot jump to cloud engineer or a cloud architect if you don't know these things, unless you like to study a lot, you like to experiment a lot, and you're doing a lot of self-study and documentation, then yes, you can jump on here. Okay, so moving on to the first roadmap. Okay, so if you're new in IT, you need to learn network fundamentals. You don't need to get certified in that area, but yes, you need to know the fundamentals, because in the cloud, you will be working with VPNs and IP addresses. So you need to know the network fundamentals. And who do I recommend? I recommend Kevin Wallace and David Bombal. They are on YouTube as well, and you can search their courses online. And number two, learn Microsoft Service. It's heavily used in the industry. And who do I recommend? KevTech ID Support, KevTech Academy is awesome, brilliant. They also have a Discord channel, so they have a great community of people learning about server. And learn Linux. I will be making a course on Linux myself on RSCSA. But if you don't have any patience, you can definitely see on YouTube. There are some few free resources available, but it will take me like a month or two to make this course. Security fundamentals. For that, I again highly recommend KevTech Academy, as he actually specializes in a variety range, and He's been there and done that, and the way he lays it out is so awesome. I work with Kev as well. I learned from him so much, so that's why I highly recommend him. I know he's in the industry. He's not just a trainer, he's actually an engineer who will give you results. So the resources I'm sharing is I know will give guaranteed results. And then mentorship. So with mentorship, you need a mentor. If you don't have a mentor, you need to find a mentor, because without mentorship, you will be all over the place. And psychologically, that nothing will work for you then. So that's why you need a mentor. Okay. And then again, you need to share projects and articles, because that's how recruiters will reach out to you. There's so much demand for IT support and tech support and even remote nowadays. Okay, moving on. Cloud engineer. So our favorite domain is here finally. So number one, you need to pick a cloud, AWS or Azure. Uh, don't think you will do both at the same time, unless you're from MIT, because people from MIT are very clever. They can do things like that. But I would suggest pick
I
one
heard you,
cloud.
Ali.
So pick one cloud and start. I would say start with AWS if you like that, or start Azure if you're born with a Windows environment, you've been using Microsoft, hey, go with Azure. So anyways, for AWS, I highly recommend going to Digital Cloud Training, as they are one of the best in AWS. For Azure, I highly recommend, again, KevTech Academy. And then number two, you need to go for the certifications. And you can use the two references above. For AWS, again, DCT. For Microsoft products, you can go to Kev. And Linux, again, I'll be making a course on this, but there are so many courses available on YouTube which are free, so you can take advantage of that until I make one. Because the way I will architect my course, you will be able to get certified and actually understand. So what people are doing on YouTube, they're making 4 hours lecture. So I will compress that 4 hour into 30 minutes. So you can imagine how effective will that be. And then Terraform again. Terraform, you can again go with DCT. DCT stands for Digital Cloud Training, so I'll put it on short. And then Docker, you need Kubernetes. And combining all these, then you need to start doing projects and also start networking with recruiters, having communications with them. Hey, you guys working with this technology? I'm actually certified in this area, and I just did a project on this. I'm quite inspired on the tools you guys are using. So I'd love to have a meeting with your IT manager in case they want to discuss a project, and they will be like, hey, this guy is so interested. Let's give him a call. Okay, moving on. And then cloud architects. So following from here, you need all this, right? And then now you've worked in the industry you've become a cloud engineer. Fantastic. Obviously, IT is something you don't want to get stuck. You want to keep, advancing and keep upskilling yourself. Number two, you want to become a cloud architect. So then you need to go with the solution architect professional certification. And again, you can use DCT, or for Azure stuff, you can use Kev. And then go for certifications, use the above reference. For cloud architect, because now the world is changing, you need AI and ML certifications. And Microsoft offers this, AWS offers it, and there are also some other courses on machine learning and AI, some advanced courses. So you can also check those out. But I would say just go for the certifications and network with someone who's working in that area, so you can get a better, uh, insight on what you really need to focus on, because these two domains are quite big, but you need to focus on the subjects, on the areas where it matters for a cloud architect, because AI is also used in chat and other tools. So you need to focus on what areas is being focused on AI and ML in cloud, so that then you're not all over the place. You also need to know some project management skills, because if you're architecting a cloud, you need to know how to manage a project. You will be dealing with clients, customers who will need a new cloud service. So you need to know how to manage a project and how to collaborate with different departments. I'm still researching the best resource on this. So once I found it, I'll share the document with you guys. And then you need to know monitoring tools. Some monitoring tools like AWS has CloudWatch. So if you're focusing on the AWS side, yes, stick to CloudWatch. Also, some companies use multi-monitoring tools like Nagios, Prometheus. So those are really essential as well and highly demandable in the market. Like some people are only working on the monitoring side of cloud, but as an architect, you need to know all this because you're going to be, architecting the solution for this. And then again, you need to know Python fundamentals. And then even as an architect, you need to know the fundamentals. You no need to go in advance, but you still need to know the fundamentals. I'll show you where you need to go in advance. Okay, so the DevOps now with DevOps. So again, you need the cloud engineer skills, and then you don't want to become an architect, but you want to go into DevOps. You don't want to go into architect, you want to go into DevOps. Go for the DevOps certifications. AWS offers it, Microsoft offers it. Go for it. Again, DCT for AWS and for Microsoft, KevTech. Now you need to, do some advanced Python. So you probably will need two resources because one resource might miss something out, so you can use two. So I would say use a YouTube free resource and then use DCT. And then you need to know Jenkins. It's one of the CI/CD tool. You need to know Jenkins. DCT covers a bit about it, but if you want to go in advance, you need to do some research on that if you want to go into DevOps. Again, monitoring tools, so same as all these platforms. In DevOps, you need to know monitoring tools because something might pop up and you will need to know, do a patch management for these things. So you need to know monitoring tools so you can, understand the monitoring tool if something happens in the company. And then Terraform, you need to get certified. In DevOps, the competition is too high. You need to be certified to get your step in the interview. And then again, you need to get certified in Kubernetes, you need to get certified in Docker. So these are the key areas what you need to be focusing on. Don't be all over the places. If you focus on this, you'll get your step in DevOps. And then if the company is using another tool, and if you don't have skill on that, they'll train you on that because they can see that you're certified in these areas. And if you teach him something else, it will be easy peasy for him. Yeah, so that's it. That's the last one. And this, again, going back to this is very important once you start your journey. I will be sharing this document with the community. So if they want to go back and check it out, they can. So now I'm gonna stop. Actually, I'll keep it on till some questions, and then for some discussions, I'll switch off the recording. So yeah, that's it from me, guys. I hope you guys liked it.
Yeah, thanks, Ali. Very nice
Yeah,
presentation.
it's very informative. I like it. Very well organized and good defining the different roles is very, very good.
Mhm.
Sure.
Anyone has any questions, or are we good to wrap up? Oh, you're muted, you
The Python crash course, that I see 4.5, 5 stars for that book. What would you say about that book regarding, because
it's a
that's my
great
weak
book.
area, Python.
Yeah, if that's your weak area, just buy this book. You won't regret it. The rating, 4.5 is great, but whoever gave it 1 star, you can easily find the reason why they don't wanna look at it. So no, if you go, this book takes you from the basics, the very basics of Python, as a programming language. And throughout the book, what I loved about it is you start building a game and you finish the game by the end of the book, through what through what you
Oh,
study
nice.
every day.
Interesting.
It's very well put together, and it has a lot of everything about Python, from data visualization to creating games to it will show you whatever Python can do. It's a
With
great book. I think I
with
always believe in books. So
with coding, it's more psychological. Like when we see some code terms and our mind automatically rejects it. If we see any language, our mind will say, hell no, I'm not going there. That's too deep. For example, if someone is speaking Chinese, we'll say, I need to get out of the room. I don't understand what they're talking about. If someone is speaking any language you don't know, you want to get out of there because you're not understanding it. Your brain is not allowing you to stay there. So with that, once you know the fundamentals, and then you just need to know how, like for HTML, HTML is very basic. So with HTML, if you understand how the brackets start, how the coding starts, and how it ends, you know, in the middle, the code will work. Yeah, something might break it, but you know the fundamentals. And
Absolutely.
with that, what I would say is document it. Let's say you've done the first beginner lab for it, make a video on it and self-record it, uh, and while you're performing it. The reason I'm saying that, because it's psychological, because then your brain will remind you, it will give you pictures. Hey Ali, I did this part in this video and I did this. You might struggle, but then you can, open your document again and the video will come in your mind. So that's a great way to document and also make the video for yourself. If you're not comfortable
Absolutely.
sharing, yeah, if you're not comfortable sharing it with the world, keep it to yourself. It will help you. I mean, that's the key for everyone's success, to help ourselves. So then we can help others. If you don't help ourselves, how can we help others?
Exactly.
So yeah, that was a great mention. I mean, I'm not an expert in Python myself, but I know once I start learning it, that's how I'm gonna learn it.
Yeah, this language died for a big period of time, and it came back really strong now with because we need
Mm-hmm.
it in cloud. It's very important now in cloud,
Yeah.
obviously. And what we need it for, more importantly, is in data science. I mean, now Go, Ruby, and Python are everything in data science. We use these languages for data visualization, for building models, predictive
Mm-hmm.
models, machine learning. That's why it's very hot language now. And I always, I suggest everybody who's in the cloud or in data science to go ahead and be good at Python. I don't want to say expert. We're never experts.
So I'll show you an example of Linux, because back in the days, like when I was a kid, I could work with Linux. But then when I grew up, I forgot what Linux was. As a kid, I could even make chatbots, but currently as an adult, I don't. So when I started Linux, what I started doing, like I'll show you this. So can you see this some bash scripting
Yep.
on this?
Yeah.
So what I've done is I've highlighted the yellow area, what this yellow area is. And I've highlighted this, what is this? And I have highlighted this. So you need to, again, you start a new language, you need to, make it easier for your brain. Like, okay, this does this. With this, I will get this. With
Your
that, I
own
will
kind
get
of
that.
documentation. Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
I love it. That's beautiful.
So that's something, you
Even when I do
can,
projects, I record the projects sometimes. I go over them, go through the steps. I record them just for my own, as Ali said, sometimes it's just for you. Oh, I
yeah,
did this project like 6 months ago. I won't remember every step, but if I have the video, oh, I got it.
yeah. So
Yeah.
document and
Yeah.
video both, they go hand in hand.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I saw this article first come out, Ali, I thought it was brilliant. I was like, wow, that's it. I
He
really
is
enjoyed
brilliant.
all
Ali
of
is brilliant.
your articles that came out. Really enjoyed those. Really did.
Thank you, thank you. I mean, nowadays, when I see a Mirrors project, I'm like, man, I can't wait to collaborate with this guy. And Givon
Thanks,
also
Ali.
has the great on-point articles, which I really like. And like, it's really easy to understand as well. And I can like say, okay, uh, Givon is someone, if I need a solution, I can reach out to.
They're the best.
Awesome.
They're the best way to learn. Absolutely, projects, whatever. Yeah, I
Hmm.
mean, the more we practice projects, the better we get. Hands-on
Okay, cool.
experience.
So what I'll do is I'll stop the recording for YouTube now. And thank you, everyone. Thank you for coming. And special thanks to Amir and Yvonne. I believe everyone had a long weekend holiday today, so we were missing out on a few people. But thank you, everyone, for joining. And I'm sure if you have caught up to the recording, let us know how it goes. Give us some feedback. If you'd like to collaborate with us, you can connect with us. I will be sharing this in the post. Whoever attended, I will be sharing their LinkedIn as well. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.